Yo, you know what time it is. It's another episode of Nothing Nice. I'm your host, JB, and I'm here with my brothers. I got Mook, of course, in the building. How
Yo,
you
yo,
feeling,
yo,
bro?
yo, yo. Mook
Aight.
Jones in the building.
Mook Jones.
Who?
Yo, and I got my brother back again. He had something to say after the NCAA championship. I got my boy, Jay Davis, in the house. What's up, bro?
Man, life's still a beautiful struggle. I'm living it, and I've lost it all from the
Lord.
and the boys' side.
Lord. Someone say, Lord, bring it back tenfold.
Something looking like Carmelo on the last shot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Boy, you know what? Let's just go ahead, jump right into it. Let's start with the girls this time. So,
Mm.
UConn, they got it done. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I picked SC to win, but that was more so with my heart than with my head because I'm such a Dom fan. So I'm not even mad at that. You know, the smart money was on UConn for sure with that because they had the experience. They had the vets on that squad. Page was the best player on Page. As a matter of fact, Paige Strong. What's my other girl's name? Fuzzy. I don't want to mess up her name. Ozzy, something like that. Bro, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't like that.
Fuzzy was a bear. What you saw?
Nah. But low key, though they were just the best three players on the court, so it was gonna be ridiculous to try to beat them. So shout out to UConn. Did y'all watch it or were you like me at halftime? You running errands?
No, I watched it. I didn't realize how big UConn was. Like they look like they can give a W. The girls on UConn, the women on UConn had shoulder
Right.
blades and muscle over the shoulder blades, and it just brought like South Carolina are dogs. But you can only do so much with it's just it reminded me South Carolina reminded me of the Suns running small ball. I didn't realize
Mm.
how big that UConn girls were. South Carolina clearly has not established who that girl is, and I need them to find out what they're going to do with the junior next year. The point guard that came in and gave instant and got pulled out.
Yeah.
It's a learning experience for them, and they just need a solid big. Because old girl, the senior, she worked her heart out, but they couldn't touch them on the boards. They just got
Right. Yeah, and that's what college basketball usually comes down to a lot of times. Who has the best bigs? Who can get the rebounds, get the easy buckets, and usually that comes from the best bigs. And also her name Ozzy Flood. I just want to make sure I cleared that up.
Ozzy Flood. Okay.
Flood. Yeah, she was hooping. That was the That was the most outstanding player of the
Mm.
game.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
go ahead, Mook.
Yeah, Josh, I agree with your sentiment, man. For one thing, when it comes to these championships, I'm always right. So for me to second guess myself,
Ah.
it's like, it's crazy. Because I had UConn winning it. And I second guessed myself because I was playing favoritism. That's why I never, boys and girls, that's why I never pays for you to go with favoritism. You gotta go with with wisdom.
You wanna talk about
Yeah, yeah,
Basically,
you gotta go with your wisdom because I had UConn and I second guessed myself, but it didn't happen when it came to the men's side. So I redeemed myself.
Yeah. I think everybody felt the same way you did. We gonna always rock with that. That's just like Kansas City. You wanted to see the three-peat, but the
right.
answer is spoken.
Oh,
So
you speak for
Not the
yourself.
ancestors.
Hey, you speak for yourself, Jay. I didn't want to see KC. We we knew exactly who they were. We knew we came
you're
through.
right. Everything. What the heck? Balloons? Oh, somebody dropped a bomb. That wasn't me.
That's hilarious.
That's the settings on the iPhone. So they do that when you do like certain
Oh,
hand gestures. Yeah,
let me put my hands down. Yeah, I feel what you're saying, though, brother.
yeah.
All right. So let me say, we're gonna hop into the men's tournament real quick.
All right.
So First of all, y'all follow the IG page 365 Nothing Nice. That's NOTHINNICE 365 Nothing Nice. All right, so I'm out at the bars or whatever, just walking around talking to mostly U of H fans, some Florida fans. We're here in Houston. Pretty much everybody's go Cougs, go Cougs. And Houston, they were locking up on defense. It was to the point where Mook called me and said, "Yo, I have to apologize. I wasn't aware of your game." he was on that time, right? Because U of H were locking up. They were getting every stop that they wanted to. They were scoring points, all that. Boy, by the end of that game, those fans were hurt. I felt bad. Just watching the look on people's faces and watching the team. Having two possessions at the end of the game where you don't even get a shot off. Yo, Cliff.
Right.
Yo, Jake, talk to me, man. Like, talk to me. You hooped. Tell me, what were you thinking in that moment?
It comes down to basic fundamentals. How you practice is how you play. In this regard, first of all, you have the first half. You only have 4 fouls in the first half. The second half, you have 26 fouls, I believe. So that means the game was won at the free throw line, or somebody stayed into the game by the free throw line. My only thing that I have with the game that I saw for Houston, because clearly, the other squad had an all-around team. They had bigs that can out. For Houston, I feel like they depended on the three too much in rolling in the lane and shooting the floater. You are not Khalil Mean, you're not Kemba Walker, and you're not Kyrie Irving. So for those gentlemen not to be able to stop and pop and hit a basic mid-range 8 to 10 foot, that hurt them. Hence that the first time they overcrowded. Clearly it was 18 people on one side and 2 on the other side, and the ball went out of bounds. The last shot, of course, you should have did a head fake. But I just feel bad for Kevin Sampson. The coach, because he teaches basic fundamental ball. And I just think that they didn't know how to pull it together and calm down just to make the simple play. 2 possessions, you don't get nothing out of it. It's a terrible tragedy.
Mook, what's up, bro? What you think?
Man, my thing was with the game, right? So yeah, I called Josh. I was giving him false hope. But I kind of already said, like I was watching with my cousin, and I was like, bro, I don't think this is gonna work out well for Houston. Cause I said, as good as they gonna play it in the first half, it was only up like 3 going into the first half. And I was like, man, because you could clearly see Houston was playing harder. But the talent differential from the guys, like you just knew that the point guard for Florida was just struggling. He was going through a funk. And I was like, bro, you can see that this guy's an NBA player. That
He
I
reminds
can't
me
think
of
his name. What's his name?
He plays
Will
run.
Clayton Jr.?
Clayton Jr., right? And so I'm talking to my cousin, I was like, bro,
Walter Clayton Jr.?
Walter Clayton Jr., even though he was struggling, I was like, bro, you could tell this dude can ball, man. This dude got a game. And I was like, at this point, at a certain point in the game, it ain't about plays. It's about players.
Mm-hmm.
And when it came down to the talent level, they had guys that could just say, you know what, I'm going to go get it. And
Yeah.
that's the one thing Houston didn't have. Houston played hard. I mean, they fought their tail off. But when it came down to the talent at the end, like when you got that guy that you can say, hey, bro, go get me a bucket.
Yeah.
That guy can go get them a bucket.
And they didn't even attack the hole like my coach used to say, attack the hole like sex. So when you go in there, you're going hard and you're going into somebody's body. Again, all this lobbing, you get 3 feet from the basket and kick it out 7 more feet. It's trash ball. You ain't that team. You need to get to that free throw.
Right. Yeah,
I agree with. I definitely agree with that. But even like just adding to that, so the second to last play, when the ball got hit off of his leg, right? When it got hit off of, I don't know, let me see. It was Tugler's leg. No, Robert's leg. That's who it got hit off of. It got hit off of Robert's leg. When that happened, no, it was Sharp. I'm sorry, it was Sharp's leg. When that happened, I was like, okay, that was a mistake. He tried to go in there and make something happen. Florida player just reached in, which, you're really told not to do, but it worked out. Bounced off his leg, went out of bounds. Florida comes down, they get the bucket. Then U of H gets the chance to tie or win the game with I think it was about 5 or 6 seconds. So
Point
they had time. Yeah, so they had time to actually try to do something, to try to make something shake. The play that was ran, first of all, I think it should have went to LJ Cryer because he was the only one who had any momentum. He's the only one who was able to get more than 10 points. He had 19. Everybody else is hovering around 6 through 9. So because he was the only one who could put the ball in the hoop, give him the ball and let him go. Because that play at the end was crazy. To double pump a three. Because you see, I would rather you shoot the ball and maybe the defender runs into you and you're shooting 3 free throws, or at least the ball's in the air to where maybe you could get the rebound and put it back up. But to double pump and drop the ball and then look at it like, hey, so I'm gonna come get this
He
is
didn't drop.
absolutely insane.
He didn't drop the ball. The dude, he
No,
didn't
no, he
expect to
said
do.
boom.
You know what I'm saying?
No, no, no.
The dude closed so
He
fast.
double pumped and he let it go. And when he let it go, he was like, so we all know I can't touch this. Who
Right.
gonna come get this? Please, somebody.
But the
I
dude,
mean,
closed so fast, he couldn't do nothing with the ball but let it go at that point because he would have blocked the shot if he would have tried to shoot it. The dude
but see,
closed super fast on that
that's
play.
that's the thing about the game of basketball today. Even play on 2K, I'm this white dude. I'm white as heck, and I just listen to people talk. They won't give me the ball to the third quarter, but it's simple. Like you're going to try to win the game. You know you're not that team as far as talent wise. You're a scrapper. Why would you shoot a two? I would have had people dive directly to the rim, tie the game up. I mean,
Oh, why would you shoot a three? Yeah, I agree.
everybody know you're gonna go for the three because you've missed so many and you're not changing it. That's just like with Houston when they lost to San Antonio, they went 5 for 33. San Antonio didn't beat Houston. Houston just wasn't smart enough as an IQ team to say, let me
Right.
shoot two. It's all the same. So shout out to Houston for making it. I had Houston winning it, but at the end of the day, it comes down to common sense ball. And that's something that as a player, sometimes being a guy on the floor, you set that tempo. And that's what Clayton Jr. did. He set the tempo the entire time, the entire tournament. And that's why he's that guy and his stock just went up even more.
Yeah, that's a way to close out your senior year. He's gonna have a nice payday when he goes to the league, gets a nice suit. Man,
Top,
just real quick, unrelated, kind of related. This draft that's coming out right this year, coming to the league, it's gonna be a nice draft. This is a draft full of difference makers, just from the tournament and just watching these guys play all year. Man, this specific draft from these different schools, definitely difference makers here. All right, now let's go ahead and switch to the NBA real quick. All right, so we've had some shaking up in the NBA. Nah, man, it's getting real. We closing out. This is the last week. We got the play-in tourney coming up right now. Let me see. I'm pulling up the standings right now. The
I just want
Warriors
to say,
have dropped to the play-in. The Warriors have dropped to the play-in in the West. In the East, it's the same teams that are in the play-in. The Suns are officially out of it. So I'm gonna give you the 4 teams as of right now from each conference who are in the play-in, and y'all tell me East and West who's the most dangerous play-in team. So I'm gonna start with the East. In the East, we have the Magic, the Hawks, the Bulls, and the Heat. Who do y'all see as the most dangerous squad out of those?
I got the Bulls,
Bulls.
especially if
Of
Lonzo come
Chicago?
back. Especially if
The
Lonzo
Bulls.
come back.
The Bulls of Chicago. Just want to be clear.
The Bulls of
Yeah.
Chicago. I got the
The
Bulls.
same way like Cleveland is number one. The Bulls of Chicago. Don't be amazed. It can happen.
I said the
First of
Bulls
all,
too.
Cleveland has been number one plenty of times. All right. So first of all, calm down. We're not gonna disrespect the city, the land. Hello.
My sister, hey, shout out to my sister out there in Akron, Ohio, two-stepping with the line dancing thing right now. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Leg up.
Mhm.
All right. So y'all got the Bulls. Tell me why.
The Bulls are scrappers for what they got. They young team. They rookie shows up to play. They ain't got nothing to lose. They got something to prove. Cleveland has made them a believe team. I believe if Cleveland can make a squad, then anybody can make a squad with what they have. So I just think the Bulls are scrappers.
Mook, what you got, bro?
Man, I just think the Bulls, man, they give a lot of teams problems, man. And I see this a team that can run. I mean, you got Kobe White playing some of the best ball at times. He really be looking unguardable out there. And I don't seen this on several teams. And Josh Giddey, he was tough with OKC, but he's really finding his rhythm and his groove. Um, and I still think they got players that's injured that ain't came back. We ain't even talking about Lonzo, who's a defensive specialist. Really,
Mm-hmm.
if he could just get healthy and contribute anyway, I'm telling you, this Bulls team is a scary team. They ain't afraid of nobody. So like I said, this Bulls team, man, you better watch out, man. I've seen them play against the Lakers several times and give them problems. I've seen them play
They
against
try
OKC, give
them out.
them problems. I've seen them
Bulls
play,
try them
yeah,
out.
I've seen them play against the Celtics and give them. This
Mm.
Bull team is a team that ain't scared, and they got some guys that'll come at you, man. So and they seemingly be well coached too. Watch out for
Yeah,
this Bulls team. Watch out for the Bulls team.
Okay. Hey, so I wasn't alive during this time, but what was that drug that ran rampant during the 80s?
Right.
What was it? Crack cocaine? Okay, I feel like you both are on it. That is absolutely insane. Get the Bulls out of here. The Bulls, I said we have the Magic, I said we have the Hawks, the Bulls, and the Heat. You heard that, and you said the Bulls are the toughest squad out of that one. They can upset the most. First
Jay,
of all, it's the Magic. It's clearly the Magic. It's clearly the Magic.
Jay, you see
Ventura,
you see
that
how
boy
far
is a hooper. He's better than every player on the
any kind
Bulls.
of thing to happen because you
Jay,
okay
you see how
whatever you
far
say.
when they start smelling, I smell, I
Smell
smell. That,
That
that
can't be
feel
nothing
like
but your top lip. Because
look,
I
look,
cannot
look.
understand.
Look, it seems like y'all scared against them Bulls. Seems like y'all don't want to see them.
Oh, no. I would love to. Hey,
Seems like y'all don't want
I'll,
to see them.
put this on the record. I would love to have the Bulls in the first round. Would love it. Out of all the teams, give me the Bulls in the first round. No
Mo Bamba,
worries.
Mo Bamba is on his playlist. I see why. Go ahead.
Bulls in the first
He
round,
probably like the Magic.
barbecue
That's who he
chicken.
like. He like the Magic, so that's what he like.
It's okay. You had the starter jacket back in the day. I get it.
The Bulls starter jacket?
No, the Magic.
Oh, oh no, I didn't, but I wouldn't mind because that starter jacket was tough. The blue and black one, the Shaq one.
What about the West Coast, bro? Because you
All right, so going out west, we have the Warriors, we have the T-Wolves, the Kings, and Dallas. Now this one is a little
King
harder. So you said the Kings?
Kings,
Tell
veterans
me why you got the Kings, bro.
DeMar DeRozan, Levine, Sabonis. That's a big three that nobody want to see because they dogs. They take pride, and that's what veteran leaderships. And they
Okay.
came half season, or I think either half season or maybe played a whole season. Dallas, we already know that they're underserved. The Warriors, I mean, Houston just gave them a bite of the apple with Curry scoring 3 points, and the Timberwolves,
Yeah,
like they cooked until they get Gobert out of there. They always gonna get cooked.
I agree. All
That
right,
boy
okay.
play like that boy play like Luke Longley. The fuck.
No,
I mean,
don't. No, here's the thing, bro. You good? So I just don't want you to disrespect Luke Longley because Luke Longley he had a little bit of game. You know what I mean?
John Con-
Gobert, Gobert basically just he's on the court and he's tall, so things happen because he's just that tall. But
no,
that's it.
everybody wants to dunk on him. That's why he's always having to fight his way out of a out of a situation. Like
100%, 100%. All right, Mook, what's up? Who you got in the West?
Man, you know how I am about taking integrity. You know how I am. I
he
had
got to go
Golden
to
State. I had Golden State as one of my top four. So
Yeah.
You know where I stand with it. You know I ain't changing up. I'm loyal to the core.
Okay.
Team Android. You know how I go. But
So,
He gonna
that's
have
what
Von
I'm
Brady
doing.
next week.
You
all
said
right.
what?
So, right. No, facts. Facts. But no, okay. So if we're saying, so out of those four teams, for me, I gotta go with Jay. Uh, the Kings. I gotta go with the Kings because I feel like they're coming together. They're starting to figure it out. DeRozan, Levine, uh, Monk is on that squad. Sabonis. Those boys are tough. I think they can figure something out. So then my
Yeah.
question for y'all, out of because only two of those four teams can make the playoffs. We all pretty much figured Dallas is out. So who's not making the playoffs? The Warriors, the T Wolves, or the Kings?
The
Which one
King?
of those teams is out?
The
You said the
King?
Kings not making it?
So that means y'all take his garbage.
Minnesota. Minnesota's not gonna make it out.
Minnesota?
I see the Kings.
Ooh.
The Kings is the worst team in that bracket.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so here's what I'll say to that. Man, and this is tough because when it's a playing game, it's really one game. If you
Right.
can win a game, you're moving on. So just off of the strength of that, I, I don't want this, but I can definitely see the Warriors getting knocked out. I can see the Warriors getting knocked out because they look tired. They ended up losing. They wouldn't be in this position if they would have beat San Antonio. But they were playing with their food. They fell flat in the second half of that game. And San Antonio, without their best player by a mile, wasn't in the game, and they lost to them. They're running flat, man. They're running on fumes. So I know you want to have take integrity instead of growing with what you're seeing. Uh, but but bro, you might be out of here. You gonna come in here with the Kevin Hart face next week, like
Yeah. Y'all didn't see that Debra run through the court? You didn't see that Debra?
Look.
exactly.
Let me just say this.
What's
My
up?
boy Draymond Green is, he's in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. So since they made the trade, they've been in the tops in the league in defense. I'm telling you, man, these are not fly by the wall stats, man, that they're leading in. These are, you know, top top things to be leading in. I'm telling you, man, this Warriors team, all jokes aside, this Warrior team is not to be played with. Don't nobody
True.
want to see this Warrior team. I'm telling you, I seen the Kings last other night when they was playing against the Lakers, man. And
Hmm.
was that the Lakers that they were playing, or was that Denver? Denver. When they were playing against Denver.
Denver.
Denver went in there with no GM and no coach and wore them out. And it's a Kings team y'all want to depend on?
Yeah.
Without Murray. That's without Murray
You
now.
only need to win
Hold them
one
boys
game.
out. And y'all want to say
That's it. That's the part.
Game.
You only have to win one game. I'm not picking them to win the championship. I'm not picking them to once they're like you have the official 18s. I'm not picking them to get out the first round depending on who they're playing. But what I am is in the world of you only have to win one game like it's college. They have the best players to win
so
one
so
game.
so let me
Hey,
get
I'll
this.
tell you what too. Hit us up in the comments to see who you
Yeah,
going with, cause I
yeah.
don't know who the real. Cause
So
y'all last time y'all was talking in the comments, letting us know who y'all got.
yeah,
I mean, I think I'm
Please.
good.
yeah,
Hitting
yeah.
them up like, dude, you know what I'm saying?
Wait. Do the job.
So let me just say this. Let me just say this. I'm gonna just give y'all a little something to go in the comments on. To give y'all a
Uh-huh.
little motivation of who's right,
Uh-huh.
which I am right. Um, let me just
Uh-huh.
say this. Let me
Let them
just say
lead you.
this. Let me just say this. So you telling me you gonna pick DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine over Jimmy Butler and Steph for one? So you telling me if you had one game to win for your life, you would pick Zach LaVine and
Yeah.
and DeRozan
Yeah.
over Steph
Yeah.
and Jimmy Butler, and then you telling me you'll pick and Zach LaVine over Edwards? No, you don't
The
believe
reason
that.
why
None of y'all believe that.
Okay, no. See, you're not
only
you're
reason
not
why I'm
asking that question right. Go ahead, Jay. You
the
go
all
first.
star that should have been is Sabonis. Sabonis has been averaging double doubles the last 2 years, breaking almost records. So he's the snub of the NBA every time just because his game isn't too fancy. So
Right.
I'm a dog. I'm gonna go with a dog that has been waiting to have a core group of dogs to run with, and then go from there. So
He's
that's
doing,
why.
Exactly. Because
he's
because
doing it.
Mook, here's the thing. But Mook, here's the thing. You didn't ask the question right. Because you just asked it so you could be like, see, 2-2. But it's really, are you going with Steph and Jimmy Butler over Malik Monk, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and Sabonis? I gave you 4 people to that 2. I'm gonna rock with the 4. I'm gonna rock with the 4 guys who can hoop over the 2. Because Draymond gets mad, he's throwing the elbow at somebody and throwing his hands up when he gets attacked. Now, I want the Warriors to make the playoffs. I think the playoffs is a lot more interesting with the Warriors in it, going up against somebody where we can see Steph potentially hit 13 threes in the game and go bananas, right? And then playoff Jimmy, fingers crossed, that's still a thing. And he will come in and hoop. However, in a world where you just have to win a game, I can see the Kings. I can see the Kings doing it
You don't
because
Yeah,
believe.
here,
You don't believe that.
bro, I do.
I got.
I do believe
I
it.
gotta go. I gotta go. Booker T. Please tell me you didn't say that. Please tell me you didn't say that.
Listen, I said it out loud and on the mic. So
You don't
as of
believe it
right
though.
now, with the so here's what the plan would be though. Low key, it would be the Kings and the Mavs, and the Warriors and the T Wolves will play each other. So who do you have between the Warriors and the T Wolves?
I got the Warriors.
Okay, so then you have the two.
I don't even
I
got the
don't know,
Kings.
bro. I
I
don't
don't
feel.
even got
You
the
feel
Kings.
confident about that?
I don't even got the Kings beating Anthony Davis in Dallas. I don't even got them beating Dallas.
you're
All
right.
right, you're getting carried
You are right. You're right. Absolutely.
away.
The Kings
You're getting
beating
carried.
Dallas.
Absolutely. You're
In
right.
what world, bro?
Look,
Like,
You're right.
how
okay,
many
go ahead.
times?
Break it down like a fraction. What's up?
How
I
many
believe it.
times have you had to say, "Man, Mook was right"?
Probably twice.
Just one so
All
far in
the time.
life.
All the time.
Probably
This
all
gonna
the
One
make
so
time is
far.
this
One
gonna
so far. Reneged on it, so it would have been twice. But I get it. Don't hold.
I was gonna
Hold on.
say you because you called me during the U of H game and you tried to switch it up. But I
no, I
mean,
didn't.
if a
No,
team
I
falls
didn't.
in the forest and no one's there, it doesn't make a sound.
No, I
It's
So
didn't.
okay. It's okay, little Bow Wow. I know you be fronting. He get
look, you can't Harlem shake your way out of this one.
All I'm saying, I want y'all to keep that same energy.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Keep that same energy and be sure to come back before I can say I told you so. When they go
If
down,
you're
this how it's
if
gonna go
you're
down. This how it's gonna go
good,
down right here. This how it's gonna go
Okay.
down. The Warriors gonna beat Minnesota. They're gonna get that
okay.
7th seed. And
Uh huh.
then Dallas is gonna beat the Kings. And
Yeah.
then and then
Yeah.
and then who that leaves? That leaves
So that means that the Minnesota will have to play Dallas
Minnesota.
for that last
Minnesota
spot.
gonna play Dallas, and Minnesota gonna beat Dallas, and Minnesota gonna be
Yeah.
the 8th seed.
Championship all over again. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it gonna be.
So in this fantasy world that you live in, do people fly or are we still walking?
Look,
Oh,
none
I
of,
just
none
want
of
to
the
know.
above.
I just want to know because I mean it's a little wild and outlandish,
I'm talking
but you
about
know, okay,
reality. I'm talking about reality.
y'all let us know in the comments what y'all got, who y'all thinking, who y'all picking out of those teams, because I think Mook is being loco en la cabeza. So so y'all put it in the comments and let us know.
Whatever he just
All
said,
right,
I don't know what he just said, but I'm telling you, if you had to bet your money, if you was a betting man, go with me, man. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. I'm a veteran. I'm a seasoned vet when it comes to this type of stuff. So
don't
Mm.
let those gray hairs fail
y'all,
you.
if
That
y'all
man's
gonna if y'all
26.
gonna make a bet off this prediction, go with me. I'm telling you, Josh and Jay is wrong in this situation. I like these guys, but like when it comes to this stuff, I believe you, I know champions.
Go ahead. He knows many champions.
Many
He's
champions.
I know the most
many. I
champions.
come from a city that has an NBA team. I've seen them growing up. I've watched them.
Yeah.
Mississippi has
We
the
all
best.
think there's champions, good champions on both
Mississippi has the
sides.
best NBA team ever. I grew up watching it
Right. Look, I got
Bro.
look, I didn't shave, but I got the crystal ball on my head.
already.
When I pull out the
Mm,
Okay.
hat, I
Cool.
got this. You know what I'm saying? So y'all
Cool.
okay.
Y'all look. Don't say I didn't tell you so. So I just want y'all to everybody to keep that same energy. Who think I'm talking crazy? Keep that
Yeah,
same energy, and we'll talk about it next episode.
already.
Okay, cool. I love it. Okay, so then tell me this. And Mook, you can start with this one. We're gonna
Okay.
stay in the East for a second. We're gonna go to the East. So
Okay.
outside of Cleveland and Boston, so the rest of the teams who are in the playoffs, who's the most underrated playoff team? Who's the sleep? Who's the underrated, under the radar team that could come in and knock you out?
Indiana.
Who's
Indiana.
Indiana. I seen them do it. I seen them do it.
We have. They did it last year. They did upset the Knicks last year
I mean,
when the Knicks were
one,
rolling.
one thing, the Knicks are not sleeping on anybody. They got too much talent to be creeping up on anybody. The Knicks have too much talent. You talking about a sleeper team? Indiana, because like I said, they doing just enough to not be highly regarded, but they doing just enough to not be disrespected. But also, a lot of teams can be caught slipping by Indiana because when you got a point guard that can manage the game as well as Halliburton, he don't get too high, he don't get too low. This team they plays together, they play good basketball. The ball don't stick. You know, they consistently moving the ball. So this Indiana team, man, it's always one of those teams where, like, just the way they play, the brand of ball they play, man, they're a tough team. They're a tough out, especially in a 7-game series, because a Halliburton will pick you apart. So, and I seen it last year. I'm a believer that you can't sleep on this team.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. All right, what's up, Jay?
Let me know who's all coming out of the East, because evidently this brother got NBA TV, because Indiana ain't never on TV for him to know all this. So, who else is on the East?
All right, so we got the Knicks in the 3 spot, Pacers in the 4, Bucks in the 5, Pistons in the 6, Magic in 7, and Hawks in the 8 as of right now.
A sleeper?
Out of those, who can you see Eastern Conference Finals on a good, if everything falls right for
Indiana.
them? Indiana.
Out of that selection, Indiana.
Okay.
Hawks
Hey,
are the Hawks. Day of their life. They the Hawks. I'm tired
Yeah.
of it.
Jay, I'm
Yeah.
So
gonna tell you this before Josh go. Jay, I'm gonna tell you
Go
this,
ahead.
man. I like the way you learn it. Just follow me, bro. You're gonna look like an expert. Follow me, and you're gonna look like an expert, man. You're doing the right thing. Whatever, just second it. They're gonna be like, man, that dude a basketball expert. Yeah, do that, man. Hey,
good. Look at like good.
please, you know.
Hey, Jay, yo, Jay, you know better. Anyway, okay, so I'm not mad at the Indiana pick. They did make noise last year. I don't see them really being better than last year overall, but that has yet to be seen.
You
My
said
sleeper
sleeper.
is still, yeah, I feel you. My sleeper is still Detroit. My sleeper is still Detroit. I think they can upset the Bucks in the first round
Of
because it's
course.
gonna be Giannis one deep, putting up 40, 15, and 6 and getting pushed at game 6, but still losing. Then Giannis is gonna ask for a trade at the end of the year. And then I don't know, man, I can see the Pistons
Yeah.
giving a lot of boys some trouble.
Detroit will only go as far as Isaiah Stewart's receding hair
Timber.
go. If
Look,
if he
here's
messes
my
up,
thing.
Man, but Cade has came into his own.
So,
Cade has came into his
so,
own.
so here's my thing. When you say
Yeah.
sleeper, I don't put them as a sleeper. I put them as a Cinderella story, not a sleeper. That's a Cinderella story. Like,
Not really.
if they win a series, that's overachieving. This team won what, 9 games last year?
Uh, like I think it was
11.
11 or 13, something like that, something crazy.
They got Cinderella written all. They got Cinderella written all over it. That's not a
No,
sleeper.
no, no, no. No, I mean, and we know about them now. They're number 6. They locked this spot. They're not in a
But
play-in
do you really?
situation.
But do you
I was
really
gonna
think
say
they're
no,
gonna make
and
it?
then my mistake. The Pistons have the Knicks in the first round. I'm calling the upset now. The Pistons are gonna beat the Knicks in the first round. The Pistons are gonna beat the Knicks. Y'all got some paper? Here, I got a pen for you. Y'all need it? The
I'm o-
Pistons
I'm okay, Stephen A. Go ahead.
the Pistons are going to beat the Knicks in the first round. Y'all
Somebody
tell me in
get
the
their name
comments if
Bill
I'm
Pistons.
tripping, but I know I'm not. Watch
Somebody get
me.
this man drug tested. Somebody get this man drug tested.
He went back and got the old throwback crack.
Listen, I get high on life, okay? That's the only thing. Pistons are beating the Knicks in the first round.
Cool. No problem.
He said it with his chest
Okay?
too. He believed that
Cool.
lie.
And look,
Look,
when it happens, just be like, dang, bro, you always right, big dog. That's
You're
all
right.
I want you to say.
look,
That's
you
all I
can't
want you to
Right.
say.
look. This ain't one of them type of situations where you tell a lie so much people start to believe it. You don't even you don't even believe it.
Okay?
I mean, if he have faith in that, everybody know I am Tyrese Colors, so I'm going to believe you. Yes, sir, Tyrese Colors. So yeah, okay.
I mean, okay. Just be prepared to be like, dang, you right, bro. And then I'll be like, hey, it's not too big. I don't even do it for that. I don't even do it for the you right, bro. I'm still expecting it, to be clear. But I'm gonna be like, I don't even do it for the you right, bro. Just hey, keep it cool. Keep it cool. We cool dudes. Okay, so switching over to the West. So who's your sleeper over there? Outside of the Thunder, because they're number one by a lot. They're like 12 games up on the next team. We have the Rockets, the Lakers, Nuggets, Clippers, Grizzlies. I'll throw them in there. The Warriors, T-Wolves, and Kings. Who's the sleeper over there?
Rockets,
Yeah. Okay.
Rockets.
Okay.
How can the number 2 seed be a sleeper?
Do
It can
you
be
have?
per year, but I mean, the Rockets have never looked this cohesiveness as playing with as a team in a long time. This is the first time Houston in over 8 years.
Yeah, I think it's been 7 years since they've been in the playoffs. Maybe five, somewhere between
And then
five and
on top
seven.
of that, you don't have just one person. You have guys.
By committee for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you got number 2 seed, but you want Kumpo, but that's some crazy weird stuff. I'm still got a flashback of the last podcast, but I got the Rockets making noise.
Okay. Okay. What's up, Mook? What you thinking, bro?
I don't think I know definition of a sleeper. I don't I don't know how a number 2 seed could be a sleeper. Okay. Uh, let me see.
Are you picking the Rockets to come out the West?
Yeah.
Mook, are you picking the Rockets to come out the West?
Like I said this. I don't know if it was last episode or episode for that. I think the Rockets got all the tools. I just think it's too early. I think they got everything they need. Like it wouldn't be no shocker to me. I mean they are well coached. Like you got Idoko, man, and then
Right.
you got like some championship DNA on that team. So you know it wouldn't be. I wouldn't see them as a sleeper. It'll be more like they doing what they expected to do. I mean, the Houston Rockets been there all year. They've been playing well all year, and they one of the top defensive teams in all of the NBA. So
A
if they
sleeper is the talent being able to be smart enough and pace themselves in the playoffs.
yeah,
Regular regular season,
but
playoffs is a whole.
but But here's what I'm saying. Here's my thing. Why they even considered to be a sleeper. The reason why they even consider to be a sleeper because they don't have a straight out number one guy. So you know,
Right.
so that's the
That's
only down. That's the only
court.
down point to Houston. But I think that number one guy is Green. For the most part, I think it's going to be end up being Green. But that's the only
Yeah.
reason why you would even say that they could be an upset team to upset somebody and that they shouldn't be beat. I don't think it's no team that they play that they can't beat. It's just establishing who's the number one guy on the call sheet.
Well,
That's
it's
why I
not
can't.
about. But in the
That's why I
playoffs,
can't
you
put
got
them
to
as a
beat the team
sleeper.
4 times though. You got to beat a team 4 times. You can. It's not enough to just beat them once. You have to beat them 4 times.
Yeah, that's what
So,
Especially
so
the number one and number 2 teams are both so young. That's the only way
I'm.
that
Right.
other
yeah,
teams.
OKC's the youngest team in the NBA.
So is OKC a sleeper?
Yes,
No, I
they're
can't get it because they've been beating the hell out of everybody. So I
But
can't get
Houston
them to
have
see.
too. Houston
the
have
play
too.
the playoffs is something different. It's a whole
So
nother animal. That
so
gives your for your warrior shine because you talking about grit and determination. That's where elders need to be on the team to bring them down, bring them up, stuff like that.
Yeah, because I think it was like they said it was the Bill Walton Trailblazers. They were the last team that young to win a championship.
Yeah.
That was the
Mm-hmm.
last team as young as OKC to win the championship.
But,
I still don't have them as a sleeper. However, I definitely get it. Oh,
but
okay, but Mook, what's up, bro?
but if
Who's
I
your
had to
sleeper
pick a
team?
team,
Look at
I would
him
say
now.
my super because like I can't say that a LeBron led team with Luca is a sleeper. So I I really don't have a sleeper in the West because like I said, the West from three
Your,
to eight is like one game between
your
like in
sleep
the loss column from all
your
these guys.
sleep
But
your
if I guess
sleeper
I had to have any sleeper, I guess it'll be the
the
Warriors.
king.
Because the Warriors. Because I don't even got the Kings getting in the playoffs. So they can't be sleeping if they at home with us. Oh yeah, you are. They are a sleeper. They're gonna be sleeping in the bed. I mean, like watching the game. Like they're gonna be able to
Oh,
go straight to sleep after they watch the game with us. But I guess I would have to say the Warriors, even though that's crazy too to say that a 4-time champion is a sleeper. But I guess I would say the Warriors if I got to say a sleeper
I mean, the
team.
sun goes down on everybody eventually.
Right.
At the end of the day is gonna end or whatever. Uh,
But
but
my answer would be the
real quick,
Warriors. My answer would be
the
the Warriors.
Warriors. So
okay.
okay, so me picking a sleeper team, and with this one, I feel like I know better, but I'm still gonna do it. I feel like I've watched them. I've been skeptical because of what I'm gonna say, and y'all gonna be like, "For real, bro." However, I'm gonna put it out there. The Clippers. The Clippers are my first of all. Everybody, calm down in this spirit. I feel the judgment, and I don't like it. It's a safe place. Nice. I but the Clippers though. The reason why the Clippers are my sleeper team is because it's a
They
couple things.
on
They
done.
have the Nuggets in the first round. The Nuggets are obviously a wounded bird right now. With that, they lost their coach and their GM. So that franchise is kind of in disarray right now. So that's one. Two, the Clippers are hooping. They've been keeping Kawhi on ice all year. Kawhi, he can play. Kawhi, when he plays, he hoops. James Harden has been hooping. He's not the Houston James Harden, but he's still putting up great numbers. Uh, Zubac is hooping as well. He's putting up good numbers. I think that the Clippers could beat the Nuggets and then follow that up with doing something with the Thunder. I don't know. I might be
Hey JB,
crazy.
hey JB, my cousin Josh is go. You ain't gonna hear the end of it because he gonna got you to jump off over there now because he was so big on them Clippers when we was
he
talking.
was he was now he said that the Clippers would beat the Rockets. I don't think that. I think that if the Rockets and the Clippers saw each other, the Rockets are gonna turn them every which way but loose.
Yeah,
But but for specifically for this Nugget squad, I think the Clippers could upset them.
I don't.
That's how
I
I
don't
got
see
them
it
as a
because
sleeper.
Aaron Gordon. People don't realize Aaron Gordon been hurt. Aaron Gordon make that
Right.
team a completely different team.
He
Now that
was
he's
hurt and
healthy,
Jamal Murray was hurt.
and he's a defender that he can hold the LeBrons, the Lucas, he can hold the Hardens, the Kawhis. This is a
Because of
big
its
solid guy.
athleticism.
And this guy
Right.
makes a difference on the basketball court. So with that Aaron Gordon piece and him being healthy, and then you got Russ, who you think when they go to the second unit, they really gonna run you then. So I'm just telling you, man, this Denver team, I'm telling you right now, man, don't sleep on this Denver team, and don't think they just got rid of this coach and didn't have a ram in the bush. So don't get
Bro,
fooled. Don't get fooled.
okay, well, okay, let's jump into it then. So
Shout out to
let's
Ron Lou while I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. Shout out to the Lou. Go ahead.
that's your guy. That's your guy. All right, no, but okay, let's talk about it then. So the Denver Nuggets fired their coach and their GM with 3 games left to the season. The playoffs are literally starting this week, coming up. Uh, how do you
Just
win
ball.
with that? How do you
Just
win
ball.
with that?
You're a champion. Let everybody on this thing tell it. If you're a champion pedigree team and they're 2 years removed for a champ, just ball. That's all you gotta do is go out there and ball.
Okay,
That's it.
it sounds good, but if the assistant coach who's now taking over, because you only have 3 games left, is going to be running the same systems and sets and everything else
Yeah.
as the coach who was just there. What's the point of firing the coach?
We don't know that, so this is the fun part
Yeah.
about finding out what happened.
Well, I have did some research into this situation, and
Yeah,
it was just he, the coach that they fired, right?
yeah.
The coach that they fired, the coach.
He said, I had did some research.
Look. I had
Listen,
to
my
put
boy be on his
my
P's and
hey,
Q's.
hey, I had to put my windy hat on for ESPN. So I did
Yeah,
research into
Already.
the game, right? So what happened was the coach, man, he was there, he's the type of coach that he's very hard on the players. He runs you down. It's like you can only be talked to a certain way as a grown man and as a top tier athlete. Like you know how they say Popovich would coach Tim Duncan hard, so he was allowed to do all the
yeah.
other coaches. I think you can only deal with that type of coaching for so long, and when you start to lose, it's just like, man, it could get it. You can really lose that locker room, and you see guys wasn't putting the effort in. I think he had lost the locker room when they started losing. Yeah, you can put out that when we winning, but you ain't gonna be yelling at me and we losing. So, and you say, so what's the difference? So my thing is, so now they got this different coach, and it's always been
Mhm.
that Jokic was the player coach. He's the coach. Get him out of Jokic, and everybody do what he tell them to do, and that's how they're going to win the game. That's how they're going to win the game. So do what
Okay,
he tell you to do.
okay, no. So,
Did
so
he just roll his eyes at you? Just like,
not the camera got sick of him. It's like, this is boy here. I tell you what. All right, so okay, I hear what you're saying. However, and he does come from that, that old school tree line with
Right.
like the Jerry songs, the pops, the kind of Phil Jackson, because even
championship
Shaq talked about
win.
it, how Phil Jackson used to get in on how he used to go in on him and Kobe and stuff like
Right.
that, and you saw he benched. Well, he took the ball out of Scotty's hands in the playoff
Yeah.
game. So these coaches, like the best coaches, were hard coaches. Like they gonna tell you, like they gonna cut it to you straight. And as we know, a lot of these guys today are a lot more sensitive for
Right.
whatever reason. Uh, because they're just allowed to be coddled a lot more growing up. So then when it's time to go out here and hit the floor and put foot to, it gets a little hot hard sometimes. They get in their feelings. I don't think they should have fired him. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Do it when the season is over, because that's the only coach that Jokic has ever had in the NBA.
Right.
That's the only coach he's ever played for in the NBA. They've had success together. No other Denver coach has won as many games. No other Denver coach has got a championship. I feel like they were extremely disrespectful to that man for firing him 3 games before the playoffs. Uh, so Russ is one of my favorite players ever. So I want, like, that's like 100%. So I would love for Russ to get a ring. I like Denver as a squad, but I just think they have too much chaos going on right now to where when they get in a situation where if they're playing the Clippers and it's tight down the stretch, you only gonna have. I feel like coaches are also good at handling egos, because some guys down the stretch, Jokic might be the quote unquote player coach, but it's gonna be like, listen, man, I understand you, Jokic, but you're not gonna keep putting me in this corner. I'm not gonna stand just in this corner. Or like I don't want just to play on the court just to tell me what to do. Players, you see players after they're done playing with Bron, some of them are like they end up talking kind of sideways about Bron, even if they have success with him, because they either didn't like the way that they like something about it they didn't like. They're like he was really the coach.
Right.
And you can
Yeah.
kind of tell by like the interviews that they're having. So just off of that, I don't think that they will be able to maintain through the playoffs in order to have the maximum success.
I feel. I mean, yeah, it really don't matter to me as far as the coaching thing. He just jumped in the transfer portal, and we gonna see where he land. I mean, shoot, in today's NBA, coaches come a dime a dozen. And then, I mean, you either gonna win a championship, they're gonna fire you, or you're gonna build a team and they're gonna Mark Jackson you. So hence what happened to the Rockets after Undoko took Boston there, and then for whatever reason he's gone, and now Houston is up there. So it's just a trend, Either you
In
play
fact,
ball for real or you don't. You get
like
paid. You get paid good money to perform, and your feelings sometimes. I mean, I know as a player how I felt, even in high school, to the point where I didn't even want to play. So
no, yeah,
yeah,
and then even beyond that, like just to show how dispensable coaches are now. Nick
That
Nurse, he won the championship in 2019. They fired him in 2023. Frank Vogel won the championship 2020. They fired him in 22. Mike Budenholzer won in 21. They fired him in 23. Mike Malone won in 22, and they fired him this year.
I tell you what, Budenholzer finna get fired again.
but that wasn't his fault. After they fired Monty Williams, that just went
Yeah,
that
that
just
was a
went
bad.
down fast.
That was a bad fire, and they gonna regret that. They need to
Yeah.
swallow their pride and go get that man back because they should have never did that man like that.
listen, we are not taking back these DEI hires in sports coaching. Okay.
Listen, bro. All right, so let's switch it up real quick on a lighter note. You know how we like to end the segments.
You
All
can get
right,
with this, or you can get with that. I'm sorry, my bad.
yeah, no. All right, okay. Rank these players 1 through 4, just based on this year. We have Joker, Shea, Giannis, Tatum. Jay, you go first.
Oklahoma, Boston, Denver, and who was the last one?
Giannis.
Yeah, him.
That's disrespectful. All right, go ahead, Mook. What you got, bro?
Give me the lineup one more time.
We got Joker, we got Shea, we got Giannis, we got Tatum.
Oh, you said Tatum?
Yeah,
Oh no, I'm sorry, my bad. I thought you was talking about Brown. I'm a Brown guy. SG, I'm gonna go with Joker, and it was somebody else. Two more players,
Giannis,
and who else?
and then Tatum.
Yeah, those.
Okay,
SG, Joker, Giannis, and Tatum.
okay. What you got, Mook?
Let me break this down. So we got to go with Giannis. I mean, he's two removed from winning the championship. He's really, really would have been really deserved to be a 3-time MVP. So we got to go with Giannis. I mean, we got to go to with Jokic. Of course, I got to go with Giannis the next. I mean, he's a generational player. He's been dealing with the injuries. I think they really got rid of Middleton too fast. I feel like that was his running mate. I feel like that was a horrible decision. But I got to go with Giannis. Um, I kind of got to take some points away from Tatum. Um, I feel like when Brown won the Eastern Conference MVP and the NBA MVP, I
Yeah.
think that kind of it didn't hurt Tatum, but it pushed him back a little bit. So um I gotta put Tatum in that last spot. And I gotta go SGA third.
Okay, okay.
Because I feel like SGA should be going for his second MVP this year. Because I think he's gonna win it this year, but I think he should have won it last year
Right.
too.
Okay. I mean, Jokic put up historic numbers, but I mean, it is what it is. I got SGA 1 because OKC's in first place by a mile, so I'll give him that. Then I got Joker 2 because the numbers that he's putting up overall. Giannis 3 and Tatum is 4, but shout out to St. Louis. All right. All right. So then, all right, here's my second one for y'all. Who has the worst offensive bag here? The worst offensive bag. Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kobe Bryant, or KD? Oh, I see the wheels turning.
What's the list again?
Kyrie, James Harden, Kobe, KD. Who has the
Hard,
worst offensive bag?
Harden.
Harden.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay, explain. Explain.
Harden offensive bag consisted of, depending on how the rule is called, with a hand being in a face and you swing flopping up the ball to shoot the three. Outside of that, Kyrie is incredible. He can get any buckets. Kobe is man enough to go get any bucket chest to chest. KD is a mid-range sniper and three and can go. So Harden is the only one that was blessed with a season or a few seasons where ticky-tack fouls began the culture. It's the
Mm,
culture, the game, but yeah.
wow. Okay. What's up, Mook? What you got, bro?
man, I would not be participating in this horrible. This is a
No,
horrible.
go ahead. Say with your chest. Don't
I, I,
run.
I can't choose one, man. All these guys are dominant in their own right. I mean, let's just talk about it. So you got Kobe, man, who's relentless, furious competitor, would not stop. Um, you got Kyrie, who's arguably the most gifted, talented ball handler ever to touch the basketball. Can just
Right.
beat you in a plethora of ways. You take that season where he went to Boston, them 2 seasons in Boston, and some would even say the team was better without him when he was hurt. You take that stint away, I mean, that would be the only reason I would say Kyrie because he had them 2 stints in Boston and he had that and he's been hurt. But even from that, man, I can't pick a player because in they prime, all these guys was unstoppable. I mean, you had a Horton that averaged 30 something, 35 points for like 3 seasons in a row. And where this guy led the league in points in the paint, and then he'll kill you with the step back three. And he really, some say the greatest team ever assembled in the Warriors in 2018. He really beat that team. It took them missing 27 threes in a
Until
game.
Chris Paul getting hurt. That's what really
Yeah.
happened. Chris Paul got
So
hurt.
so you can say really Harden would have beat that team if Chris Paul wouldn't have got hurt. So and
Right.
then you got Durant, who's probably the most efficient scorer of all time. I'm talking about far as he's a career 50, 90, 40 guy. So I can't it's like impossible. It's just like
Pick
It's
somebody.
it's like
Pick
it's like you
somebody.
telling me,
just
Stop
pick,
stop
bro,
explaining these
bro.
guys'
Just
gifts
pick
and pick
Harden.
someone. Stop
Manu
being
Ginobili,
scared.
Manu Ginobili put Harden in his place at 47 years old. Balding Ginobili. Just call Harden. It is what it is.
I can't say Harden, man, because in his prime, he was that
You
guy.
bro, you don't have to say Harden, bro. Like I promise, you don't have to say Harden. I gave you 3 other options outside of him, so just pick one of them. Who you got?
I can't, man. It's just like you asked me to
All
pick a
right,
favorite
all right,
child.
move. All right, okay. You
You
have
go,
the
you
first
go.
pick.
Bro,
No, I got you. I
bro,
got you. I got you. I got you.
bro. Some people didn't vote either. It's okay. He can be
No,
liberal.
no,
He
no,
can go
no, 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 no.
independent.
This
He
is
allowed
nothing
to
nice.
vote.
We all vote. Yo, Jay, back up a little bit from your camera. Back up a little bit.
My fault.
All right. All right. So look, we all vote. This is nothing nice. You can't run for questions. So here's the thing. All right, you got the first pick in the draft. You don't know who you got. We're an expansion team. We don't know who we bringing in. Who are you picking? Who's your first pick? Just
I
pick.
gotta go with
Pick.
I gotta go with Kobe for leadership.
Kobe. Okay, cool. So Kobe's off the board. So another team took Kobe. We're an expansion team again. We have Kyrie, KD, and Harden on the board. Who are you picking? You're on the clock. You have 4 seconds.
I got KD.
KD.
No,
Okay,
I
cool.
take that back. I take that back. I take that back. I do not got KD.
You
Man,
have
look,
no, no, not man. Look, who
My
do you
family
have?
life, brother.
Who
My
are you
family
picking?
life.
Who are you picking?
man, KD's been making it so hard for me with this
Who
last
are
year.
you picking?
I'm gonna say Kyrie got the
Kyrie. Cool.
worst bag.
All right,
No,
so
no.
Kobe,
I'm saying Kyrie got the worst bag.
Kyrie has the worst bag. Okay, that's all I want to hear. Wow, Kyrie has the worst bag. You said it.
No,
We got it on
I'll
wax.
tell you that.
No,
James Harden. James Harden. I say James Harden.
James Harden. Is that
Okay,
your
I say
final
James
answer?
We just went out this hard for me to be right until we meet again.
Okay. Okay, so that's your final answer. Cool. All right. Jeez. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of eliminate them quickly. Kobe, he's had an 81-point game. Excuse me. We saw a season where everybody was literally trying to stop him. Jay, back up for your camera, bro.
Man, I'm trying to charge it and hold it.
That's hilarious. All right. So Kobe had 81. So he's officially off the list. He had 81. He had a whole bunch of 60-point games. He has the most 80, 60, 50-point games on this list. He's not even in the conversation. Take him off. Kyrie, we've seen what he does with his handles. Nobody can stay in front of him. One-on-one, that means a menace. He's out of there too. So then it comes between James Harden and KD. As far as the offensive bag, I'm going with James Harden because I'm keeping him on there because I've seen him do more with less. James Harden, if he would have went to the Warriors in what was that, 17 and 18, he would have won a championship with them too. So I'm going to go ahead and say KD has the worst offensive bag here. And I'm going to settle in that. Y'all let us know in the comments what y'all thinking about all the topics, who was right, who was wrong, who was tripping, how much y'all agree with JB. We appreciate y'all so much for pulling up, especially Jay Davis, bruh. 3% Show. Y'all follow him. Hit us up on socials. IG, 365 Nothing Nice, TikTok, Twitter, any and everything. Hit us on YouTube, all that. We appreciate you, bruh. Mook, you're tripping, but I appreciate you as always. It's been another episode of Nothing Nice.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. Peace.
Playoffs up next.
Holla.